It's my drink, babe. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Rockstarflipper YouTube channel, live Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or in this case, 9:01 Eastern Standard Time. As usual, I'm right on the dot. It's like, actually, as usual, I'm late. Hey, how's everybody doing? Hope your week was awesome. Hope everyone's having a wonderful time, a wonderful Thursday. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule to join me on a Thursday night. I appreciate it each and every Thursday. You can find me here. If you don't know how, make sure you just subscribe to this channel and come here on Thursday at 9 o'clock. If you're subscribed, if you're not subscribed, if you like me, if you don't like me, all the above, you can be right here at 9 o'clock and check out what I have to say to you guys, because most of you guys care. So how's everyone doing? Video is poor. Wait, video is poor. Video quality poor? Somebody got that? I got my good camera on. I got the good lighting. I feel like this is my good side. Is the video poor? Somebody? Kate? Video quality poor? Anyways. Yeah, so welcome into everyone whose video quality is not poor. Hopefully the audio is good. And thank you guys for being here again. So tonight is going to be a special Q&A session. Sometimes I save it till the end of the show, but I didn't really have a whole lot planned for you guys. So I just wanted to open it up to everybody as far as Q&A goes. You guys can flood the message box with your questions. I'll try to answer as many as I can. And right before I answer the first set of questions, I do want to talk to you guys about one thing that's been on my mind for the last couple of weeks. The video quality is poor? Really? Wow, that's crazy. I don't know what's going on with the port. Not clear and blurry. Wow. Frame rate seems low. Laggy. Our internet, let me see what I'm connected to. Our internet seems to be working just fine. It looks good on my end. That's really odd. Kate, can you go on Google Hangouts? I can invite you in, and then I can close this and reconnect. Yeah, the video quality is really bad. Yeah, let me fix it. No one go anywhere. So Kate, just go to Google, download Google Hangouts. Okay, guys. So before we answer any questions, I'm gonna go to Google Hangouts on Kate's laptop. Get her connected like we did last week when I accidentally cut out. I'm going to disconnect and reconnect, and hopefully it'll work out, and we'll be in business. So I apologize. I don't know what's going on with the video quality. Our internet seems to be working just fine, and I'm going to invite Kate in right now. It's just going to show my face. So captured by, give me just 1 second to get Caitlin on the call. At gmail.com. Let me make sure she's on. Usually I can connect, and then she'll get the thing. Can you check your email right now and connect, please? I need you to check your email and connect right now. So just give me 1 second. You guys said the quality is really low, and I'm looking at hers, and it's terrible. So I need you to go in your email and connect to this. Well, you're on my computer. I am on your computer. So. This is the first time I've ever had a problem with this quality. I'm really sorry, guys. I apologize for this. I'm looking at it, and I'd like to fix it for you guys. I just emailed you the thing. Gmail, yeah. You look a little fuzzy. Everyone, yeah, I look a lot fuzzy, actually, guys. I'm actually looking at Kate's computer. I would show you guys what I'm looking at, but it's probably really bad. I'm looking at her computer right now, and I look terrible. I've never looked this bad before. Sorry, guys. I know I don't typically look this bad. Hopefully, I don't look this bad. You should be able to log in. Give me just a second. I apologize ahead of time. I just sent you the email. So anyways, I'm going to connect her, and then I'm going to disconnect and reconnect. Hello, Casey. How, Malachi? Yeah, go ahead and go to that link. So, okay, so Kate's now connected. You guys are going to see her appear on the live chat here. This is not the way I wanted to start the live chat. I assure you guys, this is terrible. I apologize. You look like you've been drinking. The worst part is I have had a couple drinks. But that has nothing to do with the video quality. I got to be honest. I don't know why exactly it's not working. So Kate, can you come over here and help me, please? Clear. Oh, it's good now. It's good now. It's working now. Okay, so they said I'm good now. Okay, all right, so we're good. We're all set. A little better now, clear. Okay, sweet. It looks like my internet just skipped. Kate, you can join the Google chat in just a second. Anyways, all right, so we're just gonna skip ahead now that I've wasted like 30 seconds to a minute of your time. We're gonna ask any questions you guys want, all the way along the lines. I mean, anything that you guys want to ask. And Terry just said that I look clear now. So thank you, Terry. I appreciate that. Yeah, looks good. Okay, I'm here. All right, try it now. Let's do it. Let's do it, guys. So eBay, Amazon, anything you guys, yeah, that's good. We're good. Anything you guys want to ask, I'm going to take the questions. I appreciate it that you guys joined and that you want to ask questions. I was going to say something to you guys before we started, but now I can't remember. So let's just jump into it. Whatever you guys want to ask, go ahead. If you asked it already, I wasn't looking, ask it again. Just please put it back in the chat again because I didn't see it. I know what I was going to tell you guys. So I've been getting like hundreds of messages and comments and emails every day. I literally just checked my email a few minutes ago. Let me show you guys here. Look. I just checked it a few minutes ago. I already have 24 more emails. So I've been getting about 300 emails a day and about 100 to 150 messages, Instagram, Facebook, etc. messages per day. So I'm starting to upset a lot of people with not responding and not getting to it right away. And some of it going to spam. And I apologize for that. I want you guys to know that it's just become a little overwhelming for me to get to all these messages. So I'm going to continue to respond to them as quickly as I possibly can. If I don't respond to your message, let me apologize ahead of time. But I also want you guys to know that I'm in the process of creating a very special place that I'm going to put special people and things where you guys can ask unlimited questions. And I'm going to get to those first. I'm going to create that by the 15th of this month, which is in exactly 10 days. And I'm going to put that out available to all the people that want to join that. To have basically unlimited access to me. Now, I don't think I'm anything special, but you guys obviously do. So you send me hundreds of messages a day and I don't get to them at all. And I don't want to upset anyone that I don't get to your, reviewing your store or reading your messages or responding to your comments. I try, I really do, but it's so many. You guys are amazing. And there's so many that come through. I just can't type that fast. My fingers don't work that quick. So I'm going to work on some solutions. So in the meantime, I'm going to make that available to you guys. So let's move on. Let's start answering some questions since you guys have amazing questions. I've already been reading them. Yeah, do please push that like button if you can. Kurt, how did I find my first private label item? Great question. I don't do a lot of private label, but some of the private label that I do was the cell phone accessory market, which you guys may know I used to sell a lot of cell phones back in the day. And that's kind of how I got into it. The cell phone market's a big market and everyone needs a cell phone accessory. What is the one item that no one can go without during the day? It's a cell phone. And most of the time they need an accessory to go with that. It is a flooded market, however. I don't recommend it. So just something to think about. I'm getting a call off the hook from a number in Tampa. If that's you calling me, just message me in the chat. Colorado Tex with a $20 super chat. That guy's amazing. You guys may know that he had a little bit of surgery on his neck/spine area, and he's recovering awesome. I kept you guys up to date best I could. A lot of prayers went into Colorado Tech, so thank you so much, buddy. I really appreciate that. You don't have to do that, but thank you. And we're just happy to hear that you're doing better. So awesome super chat. Thank you so much, Tex. Really, really appreciate that. So many questions that so many of you guys have. Let's keep scrolling up. What do I like to buy off eBay? I buy all of my supplies, my shipping supplies. I buy batteries for my vlogging cameras. I buy chargers. I buy all kinds of random accessories and things and whatnot. So nothing really set. I saw a question about the $30 promoted credit that we got from eBay in my messages. I did get that. It will automatically be applied to your invoice. Same with your shipping supply coupon that you get. But the credit is automatically put onto your invoice. So if you have a store, you'll get that promoted listing credit and they'll take it right off. So make sure you use that promoted listing credit. I know we have a lot of questions about promoted listings, but use the credit. I'm still getting a call from somebody off the hook. So if that's you calling me from Tampa, please let me know that it's you calling me. Adam, no zombies tonight. Yeah, good Lord knows my internet is freezing tonight already. If I did the zombies, we would be completely behind. I am still using promoted listings. Let's talk about my interesting phone call from eBay tonight, which I believe that Susan and Bob are probably watching this video, or they are going to watch it in the future. So I had a very productive, eventful phone call with Susan Brubaker from eBay tonight. You guys that were in attendance to eBay Open or watched it online probably know Susan. She had the awesome blue dress. Susan, awesome, works with Bob in the VP department, and she works with sellers. So essentially, I'll just sum up our 30-minute conversation with you in some short little bursts here. Susan wants to discuss further the promoted listing video that I put out. So, I had some doubts and some questions about the reporting on eBay's promoted listings. And I believe, and let me start off with saying this, I believe that eBay is doing everything in their power to correct it and to make sure that it is 100% correct and to help you guys make sales. And I encourage you to continue to use promoted listings. I am still using promoted listings. However, the part of the conversation with myself and Susan at eBay corporate headquarters she's in the San Francisco area, is that there is some work to do. And they understand that, and they're taking the input from you guys as eBay sellers and from myself, obviously, and from the other, YouTubers and Luke and Jason and Megan and Stephanie and Lindy and everybody, and putting all that information in and making sure that it's right. So they believe that they have the solution and they have it, worked out. And hopefully that will all smooth out and we'll all be good for fourth quarter. We're going to keep the discussion going with us on phone, and we're going to talk about it further. And hopefully everything will work out the way it should work out. So it was a great phone call. I appreciate Susan reaching out to me. And that's the key. We got to work together to make sure that these things get fixed, because no one's perfect, and we're not perfect, and eBay's not perfect, and no one's perfect. So, when they roll out these new features, there are bound to be glitches, and they're going to work it out. And I have faith that they will work it out and fix it. In the meantime, we just have to kind of work with what we have. There's nothing you or I or Lindy or Megan or Jason or Luke, any of us can do to fix it. And in the meantime, we just have to keep plugging and plugging and plugging and stick with it. So Susan was awesome on the phone. I can't wait to see her again in person when I go to San Jose, which should be the beginning of 2018. And in the meantime, keep going with it. So Resell Mel, what is the worst mistake you've ever made with eBay? Super chat. Thank you so much, Mel. I really appreciate that question. I'm going to read some more questions right now. But what is the worst mistake I've ever made? Kate, worst mistake I've ever made? I don't know. I think one of the top mistakes that I make, I think one of the worst mistakes, eBay mistakes, the worst eBay mistakes I've ever made is shipping to customers the wrong products, switching them, and then having to send each one an individual label to ship it back to the other person. That has happened, maybe 2 or 3 times to us? To me. Anyways, that's one of my worst mistakes. I'll have 2 packages, like, hey, Susan ordered this tie and Bob ordered this tie, and wrong envelope, and away they go. And that happens. It does happen, which is why I don't do shipping all the time. But anyways, that's probably one of my worst mistakes. That's probably the worst one that I make. I can't think of anyone terrible that I've made. So James Thrift, rarely catch you live. Never get to show my appreciation. Thank you so much, James Thrift. Love the name. Awesome that you grabbed that name. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that $5. And I appreciate that I'm able to help you, and thankful that you watched the channel. Thank you so much. Treasure Hustlers missed the first 5 minutes. Make sure you re-scroll back. And anyways, didn't eBay say they'd be giving sellers affected by Irma a fee break? They did, absolutely. And I got my fees reimbursed for insertion fees and my store. I got those 2 credits from eBay for Irma. So if you have that, make sure you email them. Let's scroll up, and eBay needs to be more transparent re the issues. Heather LX, great question, great comment. eBay needs to be more transparent. So eBay is as transparent as they can be. However, you have to understand that eBay doesn't have the contact with you guys like I have. And so they're going to try to funnel that through me in order to funnel through you guys. So that's what me and Susan talked about a little bit tonight. I don't want to get into too much detail about what we discussed. It was a private conversation, but I can tell you guys that we're going to have a better train of contact, and we're going to be able to funnel what they want to me, to what you guys want, to what's going on. And if there are issues, I will be able to directly discuss it with them in order to get the answer or the solution or the fix in order to funnel it on to you guys. So I'm not going to let eBay off the hook with just, hey, there's an issue. Let's get a problem solved and let's get the answer and get it back to me so I can relay it to you guys before I have to go out and put a video out of, hey, eBay messed up. Because listen, everyone messed up. I don't want to have to put a video out that says eBay messed up or Amazon messed up or anybody messed up for that matter, or I messed up, because my sales and my living depend on everything going right, but nothing ever goes to plan. We all know that. No one's perfect. Your listing's not perfect. Your photos aren't perfect. Your items aren't perfect. Your sourcing's not perfect. Mine are not perfect. And eBay's human as well. So we have to cut them a break. And, they're going to do, now that we've discussed this, we're going to do an awesome job of taking the issues, sending it to them, and then sending it back to me and sending it on to you guys as a solution to the problem. So we're not just going to have an issue, we're going to fix it. So hopefully that kind of clears up to you guys. Hopefully, I think so. If there's a troll, somebody delete them. I don't know. Adam, yeah, we're getting closer to 50,000. Deb, thanks so much for that. Who was the troll? Did somebody get the troll? I didn't even see that. Oh, Adolf. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and block that guy. We do have a troll. We blocked him. I got no snipers in the chat tonight. Do you automatically get the shipping credit at the beginning of the quarter, or do you have to wait for them to email you? Rick, it should go automatically. eBay's credit should be automatic. Have you noticed the buy it now suggested selling prices are not accurate? Jaram Villar. I don't typically go by eBay suggested pricing. I price it based on my experience, based on recent solds, based on my history of sold items. Let's see. What's your most memorable, unique item that you have ever sold? Jessica Jones. Close to 10 years ago, me and Drive Time with Dave sold a 1920s fire truck bell off the front of a vintage fire truck. It was the one that went ding, 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 ding as the truck drove down the road. We bought it for $30 and we sold it for $900 free shipping. After fees and shipping, we got around $800 on it, $780, something like that. So we made well over $700 in profit on that one fire truck bell. It was pretty cool. It weighed like 40 pounds. I mean, that thing was heavy. When I reached down and lifted it up, I mean, it was heavy. And the box we put it in, we boxed it, and then we boxed it inside of another box. We wrapped it in bubble wrap. We wrapped the little bell dinger, the thing that goes ding, ding. We wrapped that in bubble wrap. We taped it, and then we stuffed it with foam all the way around the box, and then we taped the box. Like we used an entire roll of tape around that box, and then we shipped it out. I think it went like UPS ground or something. And 2 days later, the guy, he bought it from Massachusetts. He loved it. He opened it. He emailed us. He told us how much he appreciated it, how good a shape it was in, and how he collected fire department memorabilia. His entire family was fire department. His dad was a fire chief. His grandfather was a fire chief. He was a current fire chief. He sent us photos. It was a super good transaction, and it was an awesome time. So that was our most memorable item. How did it sound? Ding, ding, ding. Deborah's making fun of my ding, ding, ding sound. Kate's laughing at the ding, ding, ding sound as well. Obtuse Willie says, I sold a Black America antique I found in an attic for $640. You know what? It's the things that you least think will sell end up making a lot of money. So kind of cool. Diane has a question. How can I get a case closed earlier for an unpaid item so I can get it relisted? Seems like eBay gives way too long not to pay. Absolutely. Diane's got a great question. Go to your awaiting payment screen on your My eBay under orders, awaiting payment. Open that up, find the order, and click the left-hand side that says open unpaid item. It's in the drop-down. It says open unpaid item case. You'll open that, and then eBay gives the buyer 3 days to pay for it. If they don't, you can close it with an unpaid item strike and relist your item. And that's all we do. You can also set that up as an auto task for eBay to open that after the 3 days expires, and they'll auto open that case. So you can do that as well. Would you please create a video referring to how to put items on sale using the new program, G-Pilot? That has been a well-requested video, and I think I need to go ahead and do it on the Markdown Manager since it changed. It's not very different, but it is a little bit different. So I'm going to go ahead and work on a video for the Markdown Manager. I'll have that up this weekend for you guys. Tara says, ever since she called eBay about slow sales, she's gotten better sales. I don't know. Good question. And maybe my sales will go off the hook because I had a call with eBay tonight. Jordan Scott, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. He wants to know if vintage watches, brands to look for. Great question. I am a watch connoisseur. However, I am a new age watch connoisseur. I like Movado. I like Burberry. I like, any of the like new age Rolexes. The old Date Just and the Oysters are okay. I like the two tones, the newer ones, the black face, the green face. I'm not a big vintage watch guy. I like, again, the newer ones like Breitlings. I like, anything like that, like the big booms, the Hublots. As far as vintage goes, Rolex is obvious. Movado, old school Movados are still good. Burberry, if it's an older watch, Patek Philippe is a really good one. If you can find an old school Hublot, good luck. Any of those kind of name brands that you can find that are older, the better, especially if they're in really good condition. Live listings with Casey. Drummer, that's a good question. Good comment. Should we do some live listings? Maybe we'll do a live video where we position the camera and point it at our mannequins and we list while you guys watch. That's kind of a good comment. I like that. Dylan, ask your question again and I will try to answer it. What does cha-ching sound like? It sounds like cha-ching. Are they reasonable? Adam, I only use FedEx for Smart Post. I don't use them for ground. I don't find their prices to be cheaper. Seiko watches. Yep, Seiko is pretty good. Elgin, Gruen, Rolex. Yeah, for sure. I still have the old Markdown Manager. I'm the only one still behind. Jessica, I still have the old Markdown Manager as well. I'm going to do a video on the old Markdown Manager. We can all take a look at it. It's a good thing. Karen says, Casey, I exclude Russia and South Africa from global shipping. What countries do you exclude? I don't exclude any, actually. I just go with whatever they say, because remember, when you use global shipping, whenever the item shows up to eBay's Kentucky warehouse, you are covered 100%. So it doesn't matter what country it's going to at the end of the day. Beanie Babies do not sell well. Resale Dude, how you doing? It's going very good. Do I put items on sale when I have a slow day? A lot of people do that. My items are on sale constantly. If you look at my store, it's Treasure Chest FL, Treasure Chest Florida, Treasure Chest FL. You can see my sales reports 100%. All my items are always on sale. So I don't really adjust it based on how my day is going. I just do the sales every day. That's just my method, though. Can we talk about white backgrounds? We can talk about white backgrounds, of course. Sir Bruce, thank you for joining the live chat. Really appreciate that. Amazon versus Etsy. I recommend Amazon. Can we talk about white backgrounds? I hate them. I sell vintage clothing, and it's annoying. Deb, absolutely 100% agree. Thomas has a really great question. I'm going to adjust the white or address the white backgrounds in a second. Thomas says a lot of people don't watch or wear watches. Right, I get yelled at by Chris all the time. My watch has a dead battery. I haven't adjusted it in months. So it's kind of just a showpiece. I like to wear it. It feels good. I feel naked without it, and it looks good, and I love the band. It doesn't actually work. If I need to know what time it is, I have the handy-dandy iPhone to tell me what time it is. Great comment, Thomas. I agree 100%. The white backgrounds. Let's talk about that a little bit more. Do you guys see an increase with the white backgrounds? Does anyone have a problem with them? Obviously, if you're selling white items, it becomes a problem. I would recommend your white items to go on a different background. We're using the white backgrounds, and it's doing okay. Our sales haven't taken a huge jump, but they do look clean, and they do look professional. I'll show you guys a couple of the ones that are in my phone right now. Terry messaged me that it's blurry again. I don't know what's up with the internet. I'll have to work on it. We had to cable a guy out. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit of the photos of the white background, and you guys will be able to see this. Hopefully that makes sense. You see how it looks clean? It looks professional. It looks like something you would see in a magazine almost. Here's one of our Cuba Vera. Is this a Cuba? Or no, this is a Caribbean Joe shirt. It's white. Do you see how clean that looks? And I'm going to show you guys exactly how we take that. It's nothing special. It's nothing crazy out of the ordinary. It's just an everyday photo with a setup that you guys are pretty familiar with as far as like, you know, the mannequin and the lights and all that good stuff. It just makes it look really clean when you have that white background and that white, you know, setup with that lighting kit. And here it is right here. So there's the setup that we use every single day. You got two lights, which I should have a third, and then the white bulletin board background that's $10 that we got from Office Depot. Let me zoom up and scroll out of that. You guys can see that, and that's how we produce those photos. You can create that setup. The bulletin board's $10 and the lighting is $60. So that's $70, and you can buy a stand for like $10 or some PVC pipe or something to set that rolling paper up for like $10. You can do it for $80 to $100, and you can have that entire setup. It's well worth the investment. Well worth it. So I believe we should go to white backgrounds. If it's going to help the search ranking, then yes, absolutely. I think we should do white backgrounds. Drummer, thank you for the question. White is more professional. I think it's clean. Yeah, Thomas says he's not far from me, which he's about 10 minutes down the road. He lives near my parents, actually. And the internet has not been the same since the storms. It's been slow. We actually got our cable fixed yesterday. It seemed to work for the whole day, and now it's back to glitching. So do you use Chrome filter on your phone for photos? Harley, I do. We do use the Chrome filter. For those of you that don't know what the Chrome filter is on iPhone, I'm going to show you guys. So let's pretend like you're taking a photo. So there it is. It's taking a photo of me. And then all you're going to do is you're going to click that button up in the top corner right there. And that's going to give you a bunch of options like that. They're filters. The middle right row right here is Chrome. Click that, and you should get those colored dots up there in the corner right there. And that's a Chrome photo. When you take that, your photos are going to be much brighter and crisper than the normal photo. So that's the Chrome filter right there for anybody that's asking for iPhone. I don't know how it works for Android, but for iPhone, that's what we do. So I do sell a lot of items internationally lightweight, Kim. I do. All my items are global shipping program. Melissa, I had 4 purchases last night, all in approximately 2 hours, and that was it all week. Great question. Sometimes they come in spurts, and sometimes they come in just like random times, and there's no rhyme or reason. You should have consistent sales, though, so make sure you're consistent listing. Make sure you're consistently running sales, promoted. Make sure you're doing everything right, your titles, your keywords, and they should kind of even out and be more consistent. Can I link my lights? Yes, I can absolutely link my lights. They are the bottom in the description box below. I will link the lights directly in the chat for you guys right now. I know a lot of people love my lights. A lot of people want to buy the lights. They are a set of 2. They are 700 watt, 24 inch by 24 inch Limo Studio softbox photography lighting. And I'm going to go ahead and send you guys the links right now. Give me just a second. I'm trying to open that screen up. Here it is. And there's a lot of people that that don't have a good lighting kit now and send me photos of their listings on eBay or screenshots or links or whatever it is, and their lighting is just not good. And it's really, really important that you guys get good lighting. So let me show that to you. There is the link to right there. And for those of you that have never joined my chat and saw it, there is one of the 24 inch by 24 inch 700 watt LED Limo Studio lights. So I'm not going to point the camera at that for too long. It causes craziness, as you guys can obviously see. But that's the lights, and I think that you guys should get it. Karen's at the beach. What about Canada shipping? Do I do first class international? I do not. I do all my shipping through the global shipping program, even to Canada. I have a question. Have you found more success by having more items in one promoted listing campaign, or multiple campaigns with different categories of items? Felix, good question. I max out my campaigns to 500 items to the next. So I really think that it doesn't matter how many you have in that campaign. I think that it's all the same. So I max out my campaigns. Good question, though. Thank you, Felix. Appreciate that. I think the Chrome photo kit photo filter is an awesome idea, and I think it's good. Let's see. Canada's too expensive for global shipping program. John Norman, good question. I tried using in-house lighting. I also use sunlight outside. Yeah, Malachi. Yeah, sunlight, natural lighting is good, of course. Luis Lopez, should you pay extra for bold listings on eBay? I don't believe you should. I really don't believe you should. I just noticed the camera is kind of bouncing up and down. I'm going to move it. There we go. Shouldn't move anymore then. I don't pay for the bolds, and I don't believe it's worth it to pay for the bolds. Where do I find the Chrome filter photo? On an iPhone, you will just open your, look, right here. Oh, my phone's low. Sorry. You'll just open the camera app, which is right here on my phone. And then when you go to take a photo, click this button up here in the corner, the 3 little dots. And then the chrome one is going to be this one right here. It's the middle row, far side. And that's going to create chrome photos. And you'll know because this little 3 dot in the top corner is going to have 3 little colors. It's going to be the red, green, and blue. And then you'll know you're taking chrome photos. And you guys can see, there I am. Hi, how's everybody doing? There's my chrome photo. And that's it. It's pretty easy. Don't know how to do it for Android. I haven't owned an Android phone in 10 years. So sorry about that. Best-selling items on eBay are definitely my polo athletic shirts. Nike, Under Armour, Oakley polo shirts definitely do the best. John, buyer wants to change shipping address. What should I do? Great question. John W. Schroeder Jr., which I have to look at your eBay store, but I know I missed it out today. I will get to your eBay store tonight. I promise you when I go off the show, I will look at it. If a buyer wants to change the eBay address, you are only protected to cover to their registered address. However, if you feel good about it, they have good feedback, and you feel like you can do it, you can definitely record it in the messages, make sure eBay knows about it, and change the address to what they ask. If there's a problem in the future, eBay has that message, and they'll be able to track it back and see that you shipped it. So I believe that that is okay, and I do it all the time. I actually do change the address for buyers quite frequently. I would say once a month, twice a month. And most of the time it's people with good feedback. Only once or twice I've ever declined it for somebody with like 0 feedback. So something to kind of use a gut instinct on, but most of the time it's okay. Death piles. Do I think I'll ever do more hard goods? I would love to do more hard goods. People buy hard goods like crazy in my area, and I probably should be buying more hard goods. So maybe we'll do it. We'll have to see. What type of Nike and Under Armour polos do you look for? I know there's some that have better values than others. Great question. Again, look for the dry fit shirts. Anything Nike, Under Armour, Adidas dry fit. Look for the Climacool. The Climacool shirts are really good. Look for the polos that have really good graphics on them. Instead of just a Nike check, if they have great graphics, they'll sell really well. Any of the Air Jordan ones will sell good. Any of the vintagey looking Adidas ones with like the old school 3 slashes and the old school Adidas logo on the tag, that stuff all sells really good. So keep an eye on that. Do I think eBay should make it a little more difficult for buyers to leave negative feedback? Should they have to communicate with the sellers first? eBay kind of did start that about buyers needing to contact the seller first. It's helped a little bit, but yeah, I think that buyers are entitled to leave the negative feedback, but if it's, it's undeserved, then you should be able to contact eBay and have them reach out to the buyer. I think that process should be a little bit more manualized than automized. If that makes sense. Like somebody human actually takes a look at it. It's my opinion on that. So I do not sell mystery boxes. They are against eBay policy unless you disclose what's in them, which makes them not eBay mystery boxes anymore. This is rum and Coke for anyone that was asking. It is not Jack and Coke. Drummer always gets me on that. PayPal treasure hustlers. You're right. PayPal is not covering you if you ship to a different address. However, eBay will cover you if the messages display that you ship to a different address because the buyer asked for it. The thing that I usually do will ask them to change their address in the eBay system, and then I will ship to that address. That's what I'll typically do. Do more hard goods increase profits? It depends, Drummer. Hard goods typically do have a higher profit margin than clothing. Clothing is just a less cost, more available item. I am doing Amazon. I always do Amazon fourth quarter. I'm actually preparing to send in about 1,000 items to Amazon. They're all boxed up. They're going to go in the next week or two. They are all the accessories that I picked up recently. Rum, boo. Sorry, Drummer. No whiskey. Eric Bressy, welcome back to the chat. Long time no talk. How you doing? Sir Bruce, do I advertise my eBay store on Facebook groups, and if so, how? Yes, I own a Facebook group where my eBay store is linked. I also link it on Instagram. It's just a matter of social media. It helps a little, but I don't know that I get a ton of sales off of it, but every few sales helps. So I definitely advertise it, and I would recommend spreading your store as much as you can. Jack and Coke. Nope. Rum. Bacardi Black. For those of you that don't know, I do not drink Jack Daniels. I don't know how that got started. It's Drummer's fault. I drink Bacardi, Black, and Coke. That's all. Simple to Faith recently hit top rated plus. Congratulations. Make sure you keep it up and get those discounts. 10% for that. Good job. Say hi to his kid, Leighton, please. Yes, Leighton, how are you doing? Leighton, if you're watching this channel, thank you so much for watching. And it's good to talk to you. Good to see you. Good to say hi. And welcome in for a late night. What is my ratio of auctions versus buy it now? 100%. I do not do auctions. Every once in a while, I'll sneak an auction in, but very, very, very rarely. I'm just not a big fan of auctions. Lots of unpaids on auctions. In order to sell DVDs, Amazon says I need an invoice. I have hundreds. Where do I get an invoice? Cynthia, the invoices are very difficult. They don't want receipts from Walmart and pawn shops. They want invoices from manufacturers, distributors, and like media companies. It's tough to get. I have not been approved from DVDs on Amazon, just to give you an FYI. Jim Beam with a beer back. Ugh, you guys are crazy. Resale dude, I am going to have guests on next week. Melissa Francis, who is an awesome viewer, her daughter Whitney Nicole, she wasn't able to join tonight. She hurt her ankle and she's just not feeling up to it. So I canceled her out. And Danielle Mia, who was here last week, was getting her camera fixed and she had to cancel last minute. But we're going to get some more people on, some more guests. I wanted to talk to you guys myself tonight and answer all the questions you had. And I figured it would be a good night for that. For those of you that don't know, I don't want to shout out her daughter too much. I'm not going to give you her information. I'm not going to give you her link. But I have a very good viewer here who is going to be on the channel, hopefully next week, Melissa Francis. Her daughter is a model, and she buys stuff from me and models it. So it's awesome. I appreciate it. She's an amazing viewer. Thank you, Melissa, for everything that you've done and bought and your daughter and the whole deal. I just don't want anyone to be jealous. And if you didn't know, Hugh Hefner passed away last week. She is a Playboy model, and she did work for Playboy, and it's amazing. I haven't seen it. I don't want to see it. I just know that she is a model for them. So she had a special place on that little news story. Anyway, she buys stuff for me. She models it, and it's cool. And her mom's going to be on my channel. Totally awesome. It's cool. Her mom's the best. So have my impressions improved? No, my impressions have not improved. Melissa's in my chat right now, by the way. So I get most of my polos at the Salvation Army half off day or the Goodwill Outlet Ben store. What keeps me going? Kathy has a great question. I love to work. I love to make money. I love to be an entrepreneur. I love to talk to you guys. I love what I do. I love my routine and my schedule every day. That's what keeps me going. When I wake up, I kind of know what I'm going to be doing all day. I know I'm going to leave. I'm going to pack packages, ship, leave, go source. I'm going to buy stuff. I'm going to bring it home. We're going to list it. We're going to work on stuff. We're going to do drafts. We're going to do invoices, all that kind of good stuff. And then I'm going to get to come on YouTube and talk to you guys. So that's kind of what is my driving train every day. I sort of know what I'm doing. So that's fun times. Definitely. Monster Moss, great question. Would I rather rob a bank and go to jail or do 14 years and get out with $1 billion? I'll take the 14 years and $1 billion every day of the week. I do not sell expired ink. Anybody that asks? Malachi, yeah, good time. Thomas, great. I've tried to retire a couple of times. I got to be with Thomas on this one. I think if I was a little bit older, if I was like in my 50s or 60s and I tried to retire, it probably wouldn't work. I got to agree with that. So I do not have a job. I am a flipper. My job is every day I wake up, I buy stuff, I sell stuff, and I make YouTube videos. That is my career, my job, my life. Like, I don't work for anyone else. So Austin, half-off day at Salvation Armies is by region, by state. Ours is every Wednesday. It's pretty much all the stores in this area. I don't know outside of this area. You'd have to call or ask your local Salvation Army. Or maybe somebody in your city. I don't know what city you're in. Maybe somebody here is familiar with your city. Flipping cars, very difficult. Here in Florida, you can only buy and sell 5 cars a year without getting a dealer's license. A dealer's license is pretty easy to get and pretty cheap. So if you are flipping a lot of cars, it's worth it. Just not something I ever got into. It's pretty cool business, though. I like the idea of it. The bin stores are the best. What do resellers generally do for health insurance? If you are an entrepreneur, it doesn't matter if you're a reseller, or you own a plumbing business, or an electrician, or you're a painter, or an artist, or a tile guy, you need to buy your own private insurance. You can just call Blue Cross and Blue Shield. You can call Aflac. You can call Cigna. I personally have Cigna. I've had them for many, many years, and I just pay them a bill every month, and they cover me with insurance. I get my 90-10%. I get my zero deductible. I get my dental. I get my vision. For those of you that don't know, I wear contacts. You can probably tell my eyes are pretty bright with the contacts. If I didn't have these in, you probably wouldn't be able to tell my eyes. I have terrible vision. Just anyone that wants to know, I have terrible, terrible eyes. Anyway, so my insurance covers all my regular maintenance on my teeth and all my regular checkups on my eyes and like really cheap $30 doctor's appointments, $50 emergency visits, et cetera, et cetera. So you just got to call around and compare prices. To give you guys an idea, I'm 32, perfect health, no, pre-existing conditions, and my health insurance is right around $200 a month for the plan that I just described to you guys. So it is affordable. Once you have a wife and kids and a family, it does get to be a little more pricey, but you can definitely get affordable insurance as a self-employed entrepreneur. So anyways, got LASIK, best thing I ever did. I should get LASIK. It's like $1,000, I think. I should invest in it. Absolutely. The insurance company that I have is Cigna, Cigna. There's some other good companies you can call and compare. I always recommend Cigna may not be the best for you. It may not be the most affordable. It may not be the best plan. Call Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Call Aflac. Call Cigna. Call the government program. Call all the programs and get a price and a comparison level of insurance from each of them. And then, put them side to side and, get rid of the 4 that are bad. Take the 2 best ones, compare them, pick the one you want, and go with it. All they're going to do is just debit your account just like any other bill every single month. So mine is like $200 a month. Yeah, definitely recommend Cigna. You should do a house tour. Jose Zavala. I have done a house tour. You guys have never seen my house. I'll give you guys a quick tour. That's my kitchen. That is my bar room. Right when you walk in my front door, I have a bar room. That's like a computer office chair and a bar over there. And then that's our living room behind that wall. And then our bedroom is over there. And then the other wing of our house is behind that wall is all the kitchen. And then our pool and hot tub are outside. I've done a house tour. You guys can feel free to look it up on YouTube. There is a house tour video. Absolutely, there's a house tour video. Goals for Q4 are to double the sales that I'm doing right now. There is no disco lights in my house. I apologize. The only lights we have in my house are those overhead can lights. That lights our entire area of our house. Our house is pretty weird. The setup is pretty odd in our house. I got to be honest. It's pretty odd. Bar room is winning. So let's show, since you guys asked, let's show you guys the bar room. There's the bar stool. We have the official bar right there. Hold on. I'm going to show you guys. Okay. There is the bar. I need to turn the computer so I can see. There's the bar right there. You guys can see it, right? Bar stools. Kate picked those bar stools out. And then behind that's an actual bar table. You probably see it like hold on, right there's a bar table, and that's a bar stool. And then our computers and our office chairs are right there. And then that sliding glass door is out to the pool. And then behind that wall is our whole living room. And then behind that wall is our whole kitchen, which if I step back here, you guys can see the kitchen, sort of. Here's the kitchen. And then you can kind of see the living room right about there. And behind all that is the pool and hot tub in the backyard. And then that's our bedroom over there on that side of the house. That's our whole bedroom. And our other bedrooms are behind the kitchen. Okay, so that's your simplified house tour. If you want to see the whole house tour while I walk through it, behind me is the garage. That's the garage behind me. You can go on my channel and look it up. Anyways, the Wrecking Crew, the Bud Light cooler should be in the sunroom. No, it's in the bar. Tips on building a YouTube audience, tons of social media, Facebook and Instagram. Also a good way to promote your eBay store, Facebook and Instagram. I need lamps. Yeah, we need more lighting in this house. The other chair that I used to record in is right there. That white chair, it's right there. People were asking about my cool office chair. It's right there. Right there. I still have it. It's just over there at the desk. It's right there. You guys can probably see it, right? That's the chair I bought. Kane's Furniture, $199, Christmas 3 years ago. Good night, Lilac. Appreciate you being here. Inclusivity, thank you. Scott Chamberlain, welcome in. No fireplace rugs, all tile. I'm jealous. Yeah, not Minnesotan. We have a fake fireplace. I'm not going to show you guys, but we have a fake fireplace. That's a sad chair. The chair I'm in is sad, not the chair that I have over there. I do not include packing slips in my orders. I do not. He's in Florida. Has to be rum. Absolutely rum. 100% rum. It wouldn't be very Jimmy Buffett-like if I didn't have rum. I'm a huge Buffett fan, so. I received an email from Amazon about the weighing of each item. Yeah, it's having to do with USPS's new procedures on weighing the items. Make sure you guys are weighing your items properly. Don't fudge on the numbers. They're catching a lot of it. I've heard a lot of people getting packages sent back. So make sure you are keeping up on that. What kind of rum? It's Bacardi Black. Bacardi Black is probably my favorite type of rum. Love Bacardi Black. Love, love, love Bacardi Black. Did you guys lose the camera? Oh, we lost you. Yep, it's coming back up. Give it just a second. There we go. Yeah, the camera bumped. I don't know what happened. Tonight's technical difficulties. Yeah, whatever. You can refresh it. Angela, add 3 ounces to every measurement. I wouldn't add 3 ounces. That costs a lot of money. Get the accurate, proper weight of your items. I wouldn't. Don't guess on weight. Weight is a huge expense. Even if you're spending an extra 30 cents per item, if you're shipping 10 items a day, that's $3. That's $100 a month. I do 30-day listings. And when they end, I do not relist them. I hit sell similar because it assigns them a new item number. I have done a video on this, but anyways, it gets a new item number that makes it a fresh listing and hopefully helps move it up in eBay search ranking. 3 ounces is too much money. Yep. Thrifty Vet. Absolutely. Cease and desist letter on Amazon. Good question. If somebody on Amazon tells you to cease and desist selling their items, same thing with eBay. Typically, I would recommend ceasing desisting. You do not want to get sued. There's no way to tell if it's real or fake. You can call the number, email the lawyer. I absolutely recommend ending the listing if it's not already been pulled and not relisting it again. Even if you're right and you relist that item again and you're correct and they can't stop you, they can still sue you and you're going to be out a whole bunch of money to try and respond. It is not worth trying to fight somebody over their item. Trust me. Zoe Paddock, your $30 credit for promoted listings will automatically be applied to your invoice. What has changed about the way they weigh items at USPS? Nothing has changed. It's just that they're actually taking the time to do it more often than not. They're auditing what you're putting on your labels, essentially. Just to be safe, pixel in place, add an ounce. We typically will round up, so that's true. Do you get money back from USPS if you round your shipments? No. If your item is 5.6 and you put 6 ounces, you will not get a refund. That doesn't happen. Frio95, does categorizing your items help in sales? I think it does. I think that it helps buyers navigate your store, and potentially they look at one item and it may not be the item they want, so they continue through your category of, say they look at one necktie and you have 400 neckties listed and they're like, well, you know, that's a nice necktie. I'm not really interested in it. Let me see what other ties he has. And they scroll through your tie section. They find this and they're like, oh, I love that tie. I'll pay $10 for it. And bang, you've sold an item. So I think it does help. It certainly can't hurt your store. Who pays for 2-day shipping? Prime, for sure. Make sure it is scanned at the post office. I always get scanned 100%. Do you run out of free store listings often? If so, why not move to an anchor store? Great question. Awesome question. In fact, a lot of people ask about store levels, and Kimberly Pickett has a great question. So with the basic store, so let me tell you guys, let me break this down for you. This will be a great video if you guys want to refer this to anyone that asks. A basic store, assuming that you go for the year sign up, is $20 a month and 20 cents per fixed price listing. So in order to, calculate when you break even on that, if you don't have a store, you pay 30 cents per listing. So let's say that you listed 100 items for the month, right? 100 items. I'm going to bust out my handy dandy calculator here. Without a store, 100 items, you get 50 free. So you're going to pay for 250 at 30 cents a piece. That's $75 a month. You are already over how much it would cost you. So let's just say you listed 50 items. You get your 50 free. Now you have to cover the $20 in cost you pay for a basic store. Well, at 30 cents a piece, that's going to be 66 listings. 66 times 0.3 is $19.80. So at 67 listings, you are now spending more money than you would have spent just by having a store. Because remember, 50 listings are free, and the next 67 listings cost you $19.80. So 50 plus 67 is 117 listings. 117 listings without a store is going to cost you right at $20, right, just give or take a few cents. So you, at 117 listings, need to have a basic store. At 116, you need to have a basic store. I would recommend it earlier than that, in fact. The same story goes for a premium store, which is $60 a month by year. So with a basic store, you're going to get 250 free listings, and everything after 250 will cost you up to $60 at 20 cents a piece. So we take $60, we divide it by 20 cents a piece. We come up with 300 listings. So 300 listings is $60. So 300 plus the 250 you get for free. At 551 listings, you are losing money. You should have a premium store. 551 listings. At 550, you're at break even, like perfectly break even. So those are the numbers to get a regular and a premium. For me to get an anchor store at $300, I'm getting 1,000 listings for free. And then $300 divided by 10 cents a listing, which is what I pay, is at 5 cents. It's 5 cents a listing with the anchor store. So the extra $240 I'm spending divided by the 0.5 is 4,800 listings. So 4,800 listings minus 1,000 I get for free is 3,800 I'm paying for. At 0.5 is $1,900 plus the 60 I pay. $190 plus the 60 I pay is 240. So essentially, you got to have well over like 22 to 2,400 listings for an anchor store to make sense. Now, a lot of people claim that the customer service line is special. Trust me, I have friends with anchor stores and they don't get any special service. That's my opinion on that. I think that you just should base it on the money you're spending. That's all. Chris Magnelli, with 400 listings, you should have a premium store. Premium. Yeah, Alex, make sure the post office scans your package. Make sure it's their job and tell them it's their job. Always get your scans. CG Barn, yeah, if you stand in line, you can get the scans. Otherwise, you're just dropping them and you're hoping for their scans. We have a scheduled pickup. Our guy comes to my door. He walks right up there. He walks up to my front door, and he sits and scans all my packages right there. So that's how we guarantee our scans. If he doesn't come or we have to go to the post office, I'll stand in line and get the scan. Yeah, Joni's right. They are 20 cents a listing with the basic store, 10 cents with the premium store, and 5 cents with the anchor store. So just divide the extra money by the 10 cents, 20 cents, or 5 cents, depending on the store level you have, and you can come up easily with how many listings it is. Hey, Fidel, how you doing? I don't know if you're actually real or not. That is listings per month, Brandy. Absolutely. Yep. So essentially, Crow's Nest, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe button. Thank you so much. Good night, Crow's Nest. And just know that I did order your shirt with the new orders. Your shirt is on the way. Everyone that ordered shirts, the shirts are on their way. Tracking will be uploaded by Kate tomorrow, and you guys should expect your shirt any day. Apologize for the delay. My supplier is in Florida, and he did without power for 2 weeks during Irma, and he was backed up that far. He was 2 weeks behind, so I apologize, super apologize. Anyways, they're on their way out to you guys, so thank you for being patient. Appreciate that. Yes, 600 listings, you should have a premium store. Absolutely. I did not. Chris Fidel just missed Hitler. That's kind of funny. I do not use bulk shipping. I don't. Good night, Crow's Nest. Deb, thanks for saying good night to him. 280 people. Appreciate you guys being here. Is it better to get premium monthly or yearly? Pay for the whole year, especially if you're serious about selling. You're going to have it for 12 months, definitely. We're going to ban Fidel out of the chat. It looks like we're almost at an hour on the chat, so I appreciate you guys being here. If you had any more questions, as always, you can leave any questions you guys have down in the comment section below, and I will answer as many as possible. But because I know I can't get to all of them, or the messages and emails and comments, everything that I get, just make sure that you keep an eye out. In the next little week / 15th, I'm going to position a very special place where you guys can go and have absolute unlimited access to me and questions and messages and emails. There's going to be a small little charge for it. I don't charge for anything that I do. You guys can stay in this chat and this video and this YouTube channel and my regular group, everything 100% free. Ask all the questions you can. People will answer you. People will help you. I'll answer as many as I can. But if you do want unlimited access and instant answers to questions as quickly as I can, I'm going to put a little section together for all you guys that are impatient and need answers right now. And maybe we'll put Deb and Terry and Megan and Jamie into that chat. Anyway, so we'll have a special place for you guys there as well. So, but yeah, your best bet, go to the Facebook group that's linked below. Ask questions if I don't answer them right away. There are so many helpful people in that group. They will get you an answer as quickly as you can post it just about. So just keep that in mind. Anyway, so we're going to take Kim Jong is in the chat. We got to block him too. God, we got Kim Jong, Hitler, and Fidel all in one night. Jessica Jones. We're going to invite Jessica into the chat. She's been asking, so we're going to Jessica. Jessica, if you're on Google Hangouts, I'm going to stay on about another 10 minutes, and then I'm going to jump off. Thrift Flip Repeat. For anybody that wants to do some condolences to Thrift Flip Repeat, she lost her Savers outlet this week. You guys can certainly push that over to her. Jessica Jones, if you have a Google Hangout ready right now for the last 5 or 10 minutes, if you want to jump on, I'll be happy to do it. Layden Miller, what's going on? How you doing, buddy? Appreciate that. Shout out to the Rocket Man drummer. No shout outs to Rocket Man. Colorado Techs, have a wonderful night. Keep recovering. Hopefully you feel better, and hopefully everything is good to go with that surgery. Thank you, everyone, for Colorado, Texas positive comments. He's got a death pile to work on. I have a death pile to work on. Trust me, I do. Thrift Flip Repeat is traumatized from her Savers outlet closing. Sir Bruce, thank you so much. I appreciate it. No Salvation Army haul video tonight. I will get you a haul video, John, and I will look at your store. As soon as I get off here, I'm going to bounce onto your store, John. I promise you. I've been promising John I'll look at his store since yesterday, and I didn't get a chance today, but I'm going to jump on it tonight. So good night, Angela. Really appreciate it. Now we got Bernie Sanders in the chat. Whew. Good night, Angela. Thank you for being here. We've had to get rid of Fidel and Kim Jong and Bernie and you name it. Do I list clothes with stains or tears? Stains, no. Tears, typically not. However, we had some brand new items that I listed with snags and runs on them, and we actually sold a couple of them. So it's not completely against the flow of things to list stuff like that. So definitely keep an eye out. Deb has a death mountain. Does everybody have a death pile? How many items does everyone think they have in their death piles or the death mountains? Give me an idea in the chat. What do you guys think of? Think about death piles. Do you guys have stuff piling up? If you take away my ties, which is like 1,500 or 2,000 ties, we probably only have about 100 to 150 items death piled up. Melissa has 2,000 items. Ed with 100 items. Layden, can you tag me, Layden Miller, on the jerks that were being jerks to you? Because I'm going to take care of them quick, fast, and in a hurry. Chris has a couple 100, 200, 400, 150. It looks like everyone's around 100 to 200. That seems to be the going average couple people with a little bit more. Resale Dude's got 300. Stephen Bond says 30,000 items. I'm coming to his house for a listing party. 100, a death room. Tina has a death room. That's pretty crazy. Ruth has literally 5,000 items. Can we all go to Ruth's house and get some of her items? Albert, big hi from Tel Aviv, Israel. Thank you for joining me over in the Middle East. Thank you so much for being here. Kathy Sturton, I've never heard of that. No, I do not. 5,000 items. K Rillin, probably 500 Death Pile Mountain items. $2 super chat. Thank you, K Rillin. Really appreciate that. Over 100 for Kimberly Pickett. So it looks like a lot of you guys have between 100 and 300 items. Few people with huge death piles. I probably have personally, I don't know, probably in the same neighborhood, 150, 200, 250 items that are not ties. And then we have about 1,500 ties. I just collect ties like crazy. So it's pretty crazy. A lot of death piles. Imagine what kind of sales we could do if we popped all those death piles up. So currently my sales are at 160 today, and I have 2 offers on a Michael Kors and a Quicksilver shirt. I'm going to go ahead and accept because they're good offers. It's $12 on a $14 item, and it's $8 on an $11 item. So I'm going to go ahead and take those. So that's, another 20 bucks in sales. So we'll be around, we're going to close tonight around 225. So decent, not great, but decent. Anyways, I was hoping Jessica could jump in here. I was trying to watch her chat. She was trying to get it to work. I hate ties, James Thrift. I love ties. Listen, guys, just sitting next to the chat, I have a pile of ties. We have that brand new Elvis tie that's going to sell in the next couple of days too, I hope. Listing party. Everyone has listing party. Drummer at 145 for the day. Not bad. Not bad. What's everyone's sales at for the day? I saw K. Rillin did a $2 super chat. K. Rillin was talking about his 500 item death pile / mountain. He's always here. K. Rillin, thank you for the super chat. Huge 500 pile. Scott, thank you so much. Flip that 5. Way too much to admit. We all have too much to admit. That's all right, Jessica. It's okay. Totally fine. Megan is at 311, Kimberly at 250, Chris at 185, Ed at 83, CG Barn at 0. Not good. My favorite brand of ties are J. Garcia. I like golf ties. I like a lot of different type of stuff. J. Garcia is one of my favorite. Hermes is good. Louis Vuitton is good. Robert Talbot is good. Lots of good brands. Ton of good brands. So we're gonna try to jump one on here. I always do this where I'm just like, oh, random, invites here. But sometimes we do that. So it looks like you guys are having, some of you are having some pretty good sales days, even better than I am, being that I'm probably going to close at 220 or 250, I hope, tonight. We'll see. I don't know. We're at like 160. So we'll see right now. I have a couple offers, so we'll accept those, and then we'll keep grinding. Give me 1 second here, guys. Resale Dude. Yeah, we'll let you come on next week for sure. 100%. Brooks Brothers, another one Layden just pointed out. Brooks Brothers, good for you. What do I get for my J. Garcia ties? Typically $9.99, $11.99, $12.50. $11.50, somewhere in that $9 to $12 range is what I get for J. Garcias. They used to go for $15 to $17, pretty much not anymore unless they're special. I got one that had the big Grateful Dead skull on it with the J. Garcia autograph. That one went for $18, so that was a pretty good one. Toys will start doing really good this time of year, absolutely. Brooks Brother ties are consistent, $8 to $12 on those pretty consistently. Man, we have had every single world leader join my group tonight. It's incredible. I don't even know. Harley, you can ask more and do best offer, or maybe change it to free shipping. But don't expect with your combined price and shipping to get over 15 for them. Typically, they won't go more than that. 12 to 14 is probably about right. 12.50, 11.50, 13, 14, somewhere in that neighborhood. Halloween costumes doing good. Grateful Dead symbol equals steal your face. James Thrift, thank you so much. Ended all his promoted listing 5 days and sales are up. Great, great point there. You know, the promoted listings is something I'm talking with eBay about, so we'll discuss it further after they get back to me. Kathy, do I measure my ties? I measure the width. If you look at our tie pictures, you'll see the tape measure, little clothing tape measure. I got it at the Minnesota Trade Show conference from somebody. I have to remember who I got it from. Sorry. But it was just a little clothes thing that was their business card. I use it for measuring clothes. I love it, and it's awesome. And that's what I do, measure the width of my ties. Looks like Jessica just joined us on the chat, at least in audio, maybe? Audio. Make sure you mute the video that you are watching if you ever join on Google Hangouts. Hallmark ties, if it has good graphics, for sure. Just go mute the chat that you're watching. The video that you're watching live, mute that. Ruth, have a wonderful night. If you're ever watching this show and you join a Hangout, make sure that you do a mute on the actual video screen that you are watching. Otherwise, it will reverb and it will put itself through the speakers and through the video on an infinite loop. Make sure you do that. Which I can hear. Jessica?
Hello?
There you go. Make sure you mute the chat that you're watching. The actual video screen that you're watching, make sure you mute that. There you go. Good? She's halfway there. Malachi, what's going on, buddy? So we have a guest that's halfway on the show. Can you hear? Nope, apparently she can't hear. Well, Jessica, if you can hear this, make sure you yell out to me that you're here. Otherwise, live update drummer at 176 in sales. He just passed me. Look at that. I just sold my items and it bumped me to one. Yep, I'm just behind you. Just behind you, drummer. The guest is Jessica Jones, but there she is. Make sure you're not on mute. Mute the chat of the video that you're watching, but not the Google Hangout screen. Does that make sense? Talk into it. I got to make sure whoever I bring on here, I have like a 30-minute pre-session to train them on Google Hangouts. Thomas, where are you at today? Oh, there you go. You're unmuted now. There you go. Good to go. You can hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Perfect. There it is. So Jessica's on here. Everybody say hi to Jessica. And just make sure whatever video you are watching me on the screen that you have that muted and not the Google Hangout screen muted. You're good now. We can hear each other. And just, you know, when you were watching me on the YouTube channel, just make sure that that's muted so that audio doesn't come back through the speakers. That's all.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. There you go. Yeah. Otherwise, we'll hear what you say twice, and then it infinite loops, and then you just keep hearing it over and over and over again, and it's really bad.
Is there a way to see the chat?
There is. So just open that window with the chat or the video that you're watching. Inside of that video, just hit the mute button over where it says like live or whatever. Just hit the mute button, and then the chat will stay up to the right-hand side. Like inside of where my face is and where the video is, you can just mute it, and then the chat will still roll through. You have to have two screens open, essentially. Hopefully that makes sense.
Okay.
Yep, there you go. So we can hear you, everything. Can you see the chat now?
Well, I don't have two screens open. I'm watching your show on my phone.
Oh, okay, there you go. Well, then you can have the chat there. If you open the chat at the bottom and it hits live chat.
Yeah, so I'll just do that.
Yeah, that's how most people do it. They have two screens. I have two windows. Like I put them side by side on mine. For anybody here, I'll show everyone how I do it. In case you ever join the chat. So I'll have the Google Hangout window, which is here. This is where we're talking and discussing. And this is where I'm watching myself and where I can see what you guys are saying in the chat. So that's kind of how I do it. But it takes a little getting used to. First time, nobody gets it quite perfect. But anyway, so everyone was just telling me how their sales were today. How are sales for you today?
I have sold one thing today.
One thing. And how many active?
I think it's around 330 right now.
330 with one sale, which is kind of a little slow. With 330, I would recommend 3 to 4 sales per day. It is a little slow anyways, but with fourth quarter starting, it should start being 1 to 2% per day, which would be 3 to 4 daily. And you're mostly in the clothing section?
Mostly clothing, some electronics, some toys, but mostly clothes.
So she's a good mix, just like I am, and like a majority of us are. So that should be the 1 to 2%. So let's go down. Like I like to interview, and eBay asked me tonight about the majority of my viewership, whether they were doing, you know, how many or what percent of my viewers are doing free shipping, what percent are doing promoted, what percent are doing, you know, best offers, what percent are doing XXX. So let's go over that whole list with her, and then I'm going to ask everyone to comment below with which of these that you do. Do you do free shipping?
I do free shipping on most stuff. If it's something that I can't send first class or priority, then I charge shipping.
Okay, perfect. So basically, if it's over like 2 or 3 pounds, it's going charged. Otherwise, it's free.
Right.
And try to build that price in. Best offers. Does your store have best offers?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So most of us, and from what I do on the interviews, it looks like about 80% from what I could find were best offers. Promoteds. Are you running promoteds currently?
I took them off. I was last month. And I took them off with all the screwiness going on. So I might try it again in a little bit.
Okay, so when you had them on, what was the percent? Were you trending or were you just selecting a percent?
I did 10%.
10%. Pretty high compared to most of the other people. So when you first started the promoted, did you promoted everything in the store?
I promoted anything that was $20 or above.
20 or above. Okay. And out of those 20 and above, like, were you actually selling those or were they not moving?
Not really. I sold about 1 promoted listing a week.
1 promoted listing a week on the 20. How many of your 300 or 400 items do you think are above 20 that were promoted? Just random guess, if you had to guess.
About a third of my store. It was around 100 listings.
100 listings. So 100 listings and 1 item in 7 days. So you're talking about if you sold 1 per day would have been 1%, but it actually took 7. So she's at a third of a percent promoted sell-through rate. A third of a percent, not 0.3%, a third, like a tenth of a third of a percent. So that means promoted was not doing very well for those items at all. And then you took them off. And did you just end those just last week or?
Yes.
Just last week. And has there been any, we're what, 6 days, we're 5 days into October. So any increase, any sales on those?
I mean, really, I haven't noticed a difference as far as price-wise, higher stuff selling more or less. Because like I said, it wasn't really making a difference with the promoted listings anyways.
Yeah. Did you do the impressions on the dashboard show? Did you have the normal up and then the hold down?
It was very unpredictable. I had a lot of spikes. It would either be really high or really low.
That is such a good answer for that question. Unpredictable. Like, I mean, you guys saw mine, like 22,000 down to 7,000 the next day, back up to 18,000 impressions. So definitely the conversation I had with eBay tonight. I told you guys I emailed them, I called them, I contacted them. Anybody that watched the videos, Bob, the VP, he had his secretary / coworker assistant, Susan, contact me. And we're going to discuss it further. She actually put a ticket into the engineering team, and we're going to try to figure out what's going on with this promoted listing. So hold tight on that. I don't have an answer yet. Mine's been all over the place. I sent her all of my data, and they're supposed to send me back an email with my sales as opposed to views, as opposed to promoted, to non-promoted, to percentages. So hopefully we'll get some kind of resolve on this. And if there's an issue on eBay side, they'll fix it. So hold tight on the promoteds. Don't give up on them yet. When you promoted those items and you did 10%, did you notice the trending below that, or was it above that, or did you go above that on purpose, or do you know?
I think when I said it, trending was at like 7%, right around 7%. Mm-hmm. So I went a little bit above, but I adjusted my prices too to make up for it.
Right, which a lot of people ask me about, should they do, does it make a difference? I agree. Ultimately, adjusting the prices and then promoting it down or promoting it up the higher percentage, the buyers are only going to see, or the advertisement rate is only going to see the higher percentage. So it's going to put it out there in front of it. The problem with that is the buyers are going to see the higher sales price. So I did the inflated sale price with a higher markdown manager and then promote it on top of it. So for example, if I wanted to sell an item for $20 and I listed it for 40 with half off to knock it down to 20, I would list it for 45 with half off to knock it to 22.50, and then the extra dollar I was paying in promoted listings was what would take it down to where I was only making 20. So I kind of calculated, I'm giving them 50% off and I'm paying 10%. So essentially I'm giving them 60% off. What is 60%? Well, so that's what I was kind of doing. And it didn't do a whole lot, I got to be honest. So K Rillin, $2. He says he promoted his inflated shipping best offer and then run sales half the time. I think he means half off. So, which is what I do. I run 50%. It's just easier. Promoted's up and down. If a buyer wants $16.95 dress shirt for 6 or 7, no more best offers. Were you getting a lot of below, like really ridiculous lowball offers?
I always get lowball offers, but
True.
Honestly, I always counter offer because I think sometimes people just want to see how much you're willing to let it go for. So,
yes.
Last week I got an offer on a shirt for $6. And I think I had it listed at like 24, and I countered back 22, and then they countered 20, and I accepted.
Yep. So that
there's a jump in their numbers.
That is perfect. For anytime anyone asks me about this from now on, I'm going to forward them this video clip with you, because that is so true. Because people ask me constantly about auto accept, auto decline, or just decline offers. And I always used to do that, but now, and I've said this for a while now, I counter everything. Because guys, think about it. How many offers do you get in a day? 2, 3, 4, 5. I know that with 1,700 listings, I get 6, 7 best offers a day. It takes seconds to just counter the offer and say, hey, really appreciate your offer. This is with free shipping. Best I can do on a $25 shirt. I can't do $6. I can do 20. You would be surprised how many deals you actually get because you were kind and you counter offered them. A lot of people are just trying to see what they can get out of you. Absolutely 100% fact. And just countering them, you'll make deals.
And I do think messages make a difference too. When I first started, I would always counter offer, but I never sent a message. And then I watched one of your shows saying that you always send a message back. So I started doing that, and it's got me a lot more sales that way.
Right. Yeah. And I never did the messages. I just countered, click, done. And I always, even if it's just a short 2-second, like, hey, with free shipping, this is a great price. Or, hey, I'm offering free shipping on this, including your $19 price, or whatever it is. It works. Like, almost all the counter offers I counter, I would say maybe like 75% turn out to be sales. 75% of those counter offers end up in sales. It probably is higher than that, but counter those offers and put a little personal touch on it, and you would be surprised. Because I can tell you, as a buyer, I counter offered, we needed a hard drive on a computer, a laptop, or a laptop crashed. And I countered on one. It was like $120. I really wanted it for $100. I countered at $99.99. The guy came back at $109 and he was priced at like $120 or $129. And he put a message that said, hey, I really appreciate your interest in your offer on this item. It's free shipping. I'll make sure to ship it to you priority. And it wasn't even a priority item. It was less than a pound. And I hope we can make a deal. I accepted it that quick, and it was awesome service. And that also shows you that the seller, you as a seller, is communicating, is going to give you good customer service, good shipping, ship it out fast, et cetera, et cetera. So people are more likely to buy from somebody like that. So keep that in mind. Pixlin's Place says messages do help. Everyone is agreeing with you. Messages are definitely doing it. How do you send a message? You usually do it on my phone, mute. So just when you hit that counter offer, right? You hit that counter offer and there's a little box right below where you type in your price. You'll just want to, you'll type in that little message in that price. So message is part of the counter. Yes, absolutely. Just below the price that you counter offer, you'll see a little message box. So I'm glad to hear that somebody listened to my video, Jessica. Thank you. Of countering them with messages. So if someone keeps sending you the same lowball offer, you would just decline it, right? Like after the second time?
Oh, yeah. And I mean, sometimes people just really want it really cheap. And I know I made a customer mad last week and sent me a lowball offer. And I sent one back for like $2 off my original price. And then they sent me an offer for $1 with free shipping. So at that point, I just decline it and let it be because there's no point.
No. Do you block them ever?
I thought about it. I didn't block that one, but I have blocked people before.
I've blocked a few. I've had a guy I think it was $25 and he offered me $5. And I just countered him like normal. And I was like, hey, I'd be more than happy to give it to you for $19.99, free shipping. And he countered back at like $5.01. Like literally he came up a penny. And I countered back at like the same $19.99. I said, hey, I really appreciate your interest in the item. Really, $19.99 is all I want to go on this. I think it's more than a fair price. It's free shipping, blah, blah, blah. And he responded back with like $5.02. And then I just declined it the next time. And I said, hey, thanks for trying to make an offer to me. I don't think we're going to be able to make a deal. Have a wonderful day. He responded again with $5.03 and I blocked him. I'm like, nope, I'm done. It happens.
They're just ridiculous, but
yeah. Some people want something for nothing. Always thank them for making an offer and always appreciate their interest in the item. Like those are the two sentences that I use a lot. Like, hey, I really appreciate your interest. And hey, thanks so much for taking the time to make an offer. It goes, honey, you catch more flies with honey. Like literally it works. So yeah, make sure you read if somebody counters you with the words free shipping. If you don't offer free shipping, make sure that you read that because some people will counter you with like $10 and they want free shipping, even though your shipping's $4. Don't let them, don't fall for that. Trolls are fun. Red Rocket says, I hate trolls. Trolls are bad.
So I have a question for you.
Okay, lay it on me. You're here. Now's your chance.
Have you ever not ran a sale 24/7? Because
No.
right now I only run sales on the weekends and then I run a higher sale every Wednesday.
Okay, so I'm gonna flip the question on you. When you run the higher sale Wednesday versus the sale that you run normally, how are they affected?
That's a good question.
So the easier question is, what days do you have the better sales?
I run the better sale for 24 hours on Wednesday.
Okay, and how are your sales on Wednesday compared to, say, Friday or Saturday, like any other random day?
Well, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I run my lower sale. Weekends are always usually pretty good. The other days of the week are so. Most of the time, there's a little bit of a higher difference on Wednesday. I mean, it's not like a huge jump, but I do think it helps a little bit.
So have you ever tried to run the higher percentage sale for more than 24 hours, like through the weekend? No. Are you able to run it through the weekend? Like, would it hurt your profit or your what you want to get for those items if you ran it through the weekend just to see what would happen?
Maybe on some things, but I mean, I can always go through and adjust before I start the sale.
Is that something you'd consider doing?
I mean, I'm always down to try something new if it's going to get me more sales.
So I would be interested, and I would report this back to everyone, if you decided to run it from Wednesday through Sunday.
Okay.
Which is, what's the difference in percentages that you do? Is it like 50 to 30% or 50 to 25, did you say? Or
no, I do 10 on the weekend and then 20 on Wednesdays.
10 and 20. Okay, so how about doing 20 or 25, or you just stick to 20% through the whole week? Or through Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, not the whole week. Like you could just end it on Saturday or Sunday. Just do it like 4 days, I guess would probably be good. And see if your sales took a big spike. Because I've had reports that sometimes the rankings of the items on sale take up to 24 hours just to replace them in the higher ranking. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So if you run it on Wednesday, say you started it Wednesday at like 9 a.m., and then you ended it at Thursday at 9 a.m., they might just start getting replaced in the search rankings on Thursday, and you didn't actually give it time to sit in those higher search rankings on sale in order to make the sale. So it might be worth trying. I always run sales. The reason I do that is because I know for a fact that sale items appear higher in eBay search rankings. I have ran multiple tests on it. And it worked. Like literally items that are on sale jump search rankings. There's absolutely no question about it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and I run sales around the clock. Now, I'm going to point somebody out, and I know she watches my chat. She watches my videos. I don't know if she's live right now. I have not seen her in the chat yet. She will watch this on replay. So just know that I'm not going to call your store out. I'm not going to link your store, but I am going to point it out that there's a very large seller on Instagram. She does anywhere from $15,000 to $20,000 a month in sales. She sells a lot of shoes. A lot of you may know who I'm talking about. And I do know her eBay store name. She does not share her eBay store name for a very good reason. I'm not going to get into it, but just not going to share it. But I am going to tell you, she runs her store on an infinite sale loop, just like I do at 50%. She occasionally will adjust it to 75% and jack the prices up in order to match. So if she's selling an item for $50 at 50% off to 25, in order to list the item at 75% off, she will up the price from 50 up to $75 or 80 or 90 or whatever dollars it is in order to accommodate the 75% markdown. Does that make sense, right? So her sale is perpetually at 50%. So if she wants $50 for an item, all her items are $100. If she wants to adjust the sale on days like you do to a higher percentage, she bulk edits her price up 25% and then adjusts the sale from 50% to 75%. On those days, she sells double the amount of items that she sells on any other day. The items are still the exact same price as they were yesterday, 50% off. They're just priced higher at 75% off, and people buy them. Exactly the same.
Well, I'm definitely going to have to experiment then.
So like if you have an item, you're like, okay, I want to sell this for $20. I list it at 40 and I put it for 50% off. Okay, so people watch it. It's great. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and list it at $60 and mark it down 75% back to the original $20 that it's always been at. But now my sale looks higher. People are more likely to buy it. I have not done it yet, but I've considered it. So just something to think about as the viewers in the chat are doing. Does she offer best offer? Yes, Jessica offers best offer. The person that I'm speaking of, again, I'm not going to call her out in her chat in her store, but she does not run best offer. It is 100% buy it now with 75% off. It's her whole store. Some of you will know who I'm talking about. She's a very, very large seller, but she's not very well known because she doesn't have a social media presence. She just posts on Instagram here and there and Twitter and here and there. Anyways, she has opened my eyes to the customer base on eBay where if they see a huge sale percentage, they're more than likely going to buy it, even though it's still the same price that it was at 20% off or 50% off than it is at 75% off. So that's why I asked you about, like, when you run your sales, if you would be up to increase the price even more and run a higher percentage. I think it's worth testing. So a lot of people, is there a way to bulk raise prices? Yes. Do you know how to bulk raise prices?
Me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So anyone that doesn't,
but
yeah, anyone that doesn't know how, you can just bulk edit your items. You can go into the price thing, select all, hit edit price, and then you can up them by a certain percentage, or you can up them by a certain amount. So if you know you want to run an extra 25% off, just bulk edit the prices up 25%. So it's pretty easy. I can do a video on it. I think I've done a little video on it, but maybe I'll do a more in-depth video. A couple people asked for that. So, yeah, so Tina says that's brilliant. It's all in the eyes of the buyer. Right. So we're just trying to get the buyer on the hook to bring them in. Like, that's essentially it. Some people have commented that that's kind of morally wrong. What do you think about that? Like, jacking a price up and then putting it on sale. How do you feel about that? And I'm gonna comment, no matter what you say, be honest, and then I'm gonna comment about, because some people asked about the legalities of it as well. I'll comment on that, but be honest. How do you feel about that?
I don't know that I would say it's morally wrong. I don't think I would ever do like a ridiculous amount, or if I have something that's new with tags, I don't think I would mark the original price higher than the tag just to get a higher percentage off. Me personally.
Okay. So here is okay, so Red Rocket just commented on it, the consumer protection law. So let me comment on this, and I want to point out, and I hope he watches this, and I want to start this comment by saying I absolutely adore Jason Sloan, the Prof Sales. If you ever watch Professor of Sales, Prof Sales, which I'm sure you've probably seen him, right? Yeah, no, maybe. Jessica? No.
Sorry, my son was talking to me.
That's okay. You've seen Prof Sales, right? Jason, Prof Sales?
Yes.
Okay.
I met him back in July.
You did. You went to the meetup in Charlotte.
Yes.
Okay. So those of you that know, me and Jason are very close, and Luke and everybody, I text with him in group chats constantly. So my starting comment is I absolutely love Jason. He's an intelligent, ridiculously smart, amazing, ridiculous selling guy. Jason, I love you to death. However, Jason made a video about the legalities and the morality of jacking your prices up in order to put them on sale. So there is a legal point of view for this, and it's the FECs or FCCs, whatever it is, illegal commerce sale crime thing. It is illegal against the law to increase the price of an item in order to put it on an exaggerated sale in order to trick the consumer into buying that item. That's against the law. So an example of this would be if Target had an item for $20 and all of a sudden the item was $40 and then it had 50% off. The problem with it being legal is that the item was sold for $20. So the law states that you cannot jack the price above the lowest price of the last 30 days. So if Target sells this candle for $20 and they all of a sudden jack it to $40 to mark it down, that's against the law. This candle is a $20 candle. They can't mark it up. Like they can't. And that's retail, new, they can't do it. However, on eBay, when we buy a used piece of clothing and we price it at $20 with half off for $10 or $40 with half off for $20, there's no market guideline of what this used tie is worth. Is this a regular old John Henry tie that's worth $5? Or is this a Jay Garcia Grateful Dead tie that's worth $100? There's no pricing guideline market to that. And there's nobody that gets to determine whether this collectible tie is worth $5 or $50. It is what you market at. And I believe, in disagreement with Jason, that legally you can do that. 100% legally, you can mark this up and mark it down to any price that you want. And I would venture anyone to disagree with that. I'll take opinions, but I think I'm right on that. As far as morally goes, are you tricking the customer? I don't think so, because what you think an item is worth and what they think an item is worth is two very different things. And I believe that if you think the item is worth $20 and you mark it up to mark it down to 20, it's up to the customer, the consumer, to decide if they're willing to pay $20 for the item. Hopefully that makes sense. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Hopefully. So there is some consumer out there that thinks this tie is worth $20, and there's some people that think it's worth $5. It's all in the eye of the beholder. If they're willing to pay 20, so be it. If they're not, they can make a best offer. I don't believe it's wrong. And Jason, I love you to death, buddy. I think you're wrong on this matter. Just my thought. But I'll follow you to war. So that's my thought. And that's why I have no problem marking it up. Anyway. So thank you to everyone that supports me in the chat. If you love Jason, I love Jason too. Don't go hammer Jason. No one go comment negative on Jason's page. He's an amazing guy. He's the most honest, upstanding dude I've ever met. And I haven't even met him. You've met him and I haven't. So how was he in person? Was he as nice in person as he is on the internet?
Yes, he is super nice. And Karin is like just the sweetest thing in the whole wide world.
He is a darling, isn't she? And I've never met him. So.
And Luke was there, and I got to meet Thor.
Why don't you keep going, making me a little more jealous of that?
You should be super jealous of Thor. He was just a big baby.
I know. I've been chatting and texting with him. Bonafide is going up there in December, and they were talking about me driving. It's like an 8-hour drive for me, like me going up there and meeting everyone. So I got to go. If the storm, when Irma came through, if I had gotten a hotel in that area, I would definitely went and met him. So we went the other direction, but I kind of was secretly hoping that I had ended up in North Carolina so I could have met him, but I didn't. So Jason, Karin, yeah, Jason, lovely couple. Absolutely. How do you find Jason's YouTube channel? Prof Sales, pretty easy. Just look up Prof Sales on YouTube. It'll come right up. Karin, it seems to be a universal. Karin is the best. I think Jason's taking second fiddle to Karin on this.
She is super sweet. My son went with us, and she just ate him up the whole time. She gave him like the prizes that they gave out. She gave him all the extra prizes they had.
Oh, that's awesome.
He had a blast too.
Oh, I got to get there. What town do you live in? How far are you from them?
I am about 30 to 40 minutes north of Charlotte.
What's the town?
Statesville. It's close to Mooresville.
Yep.
More people know Mooresville.
Yep. My mom's family's from Asheville, so not too far away.
Oh no, not too far.
Yep. So I gotta get up there. It seems like a bunch of people are up there. Well, me and Kate will have to make the drive and come up there. So I'm talking to him. I'll text with him. So Chris Maganelli says he'll drive down if he can meet all of us at once. We'll have to schedule like a big lunch. I'll have to text Luke and Jason and Jessica and everybody and have everyone meet up. So I am jealous. You are lucky you got to meet those guys. And Karin. Hi, Karin, if you're watching.
I mean, they did another one, which I didn't get to go to during the hurricane, actually.
Yep.
It was like the weekend of.
Yeah, which is why I tried everything to find a hotel in North Carolina. They were booked solid.
Well, I mean, I have 2 couches. You could have stayed here.
We have 3 dogs. We had 3 dogs during that. So
I have no pets. It would have been a fun change.
Oh Lord, no! You trust me. The wrecking crew and their visitor, and we would have just been stressed out. The 3 of them together were so stressing. Even though we were in a pet friendly hotel, it was stressful. Having to take them out every couple of hours, it was so bad. No, we looked high and low in North Carolina. We looked in Johnsonville, Tennessee. We looked in Asheville. We looked in Raleigh. We looked everywhere. Hotels were booked solid, like literally. So, but we're gonna get up there. I promised Luke. I promised Jason. I promised everybody we're gonna come up there. So, it's not that bad of a drive. Just for like a weekend, like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it wouldn't be that bad.
No, I have family in Georgia, so I mean, I've made the trip down there, and it's not that bad. I know Florida's, depending on where you're at in Florida, it's a big difference.
Yeah, our Georgia, well, normally Georgia line for us is about 3.5 to 4 hours. It took like 8 hours during the storm because of traffic, but it's usually about 3 to 4 hours across the line, and then Atlanta's usually. Kate, what did it take you to get to Atlanta for that film? Like 6 or 7 for the TV show? Yeah, about 6 to 7 hours to Atlanta. So It depends on where in Georgia, but we're going to come to North Carolina. Luke and Jason basically begged me to come up there, so we're going to do it.
Thomas Wilkinson said I may have smuggled cigarettes to Florida on occasion. I believe he's
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. What year was that, Thomas? Like 1970, 80? I don't doubt it one bit. Thomas lives just down the street. He literally lives like 10 minutes from me. So he lives right near my parents. Plenty of hotels in San Antonio. Yeah. Red Rocket, I have ended items, purposely ended them and then sold similar. It works sometimes. It definitely does. I don't know about so much. Thomas says in the 80s. That does not surprise me, Thomas, one bit because of the tax, 7%. There was a lot of people that would haul truckloads of them in here of cartons of cigarettes, and it would save them like $3 per. But they were hauling hundreds and hundreds of cartons, so they were making an extra $500,000 per. So, the Charlotte thrift stores are amazing. Do you find that to be? Do you ever go to Charlotte to thrift, or do you just thrift where you are?
Not very often. I usually go to the ones around Mooresville, around Lake Norman. They have the best prices. There's one place in particular that they've told me they just get so much stuff that they price it ridiculously low just so they can get it out on the sales floor. And I've found some amazing things for super cheap there.
Yeah. Luke says that the thrift market, the donations in North Carolina are nuts.
Yeah.
Like the amount of stuff that you guys get.
I know Charlotte has a Ben's too, but I've never been to the one in Charlotte. I've only been to the one in Hickory, which they get pretty good stuff too. But I don't know. Obviously, I find better brands at the actual Goodwill store.
And are those Goodwill stores priced like the $199, $299, $399, or are they just all different prices?
They are set prices. They have like a special items area, but for the most part, all the shirts and pants are $4, dresses are $5.50, blazers, coats are $5.50.
I think that's why Luke targets those items, because they are a little higher in price per average item, but he knows he's going to sell them for more. And if he knows the brands, like I'm not good with like blazers and sport coats, but he knows those brands a lot better than I do. So he's okay with spending $5.50. Again, it comes down to your capital as well. So, what is the best state for sourcing? Somebody said $1.39 in Charlotte. Texas seems to be a really good market. North Carolina seems to be a good market. Here in Florida is a really good market. California is okay, but a lot of competition. A lot of competition in California. Salvation Army in Charlotte has great auctions. Sell way more at auction than they do in the stores. Luke has gone to the Charlotte bins a few times, and he says they're pretty good, but he doesn't go often. Luke buys typically just from the retail store. Like all his purchases are retail.
Seeing if I want to go to Salvation Army, I have to go to Charlotte. That's the nearest one for me.
Wow. Are they half off or no?
When we had our meetup, they were doing half off on a Tuesday. But I don't know that it's a regular weekly thing. I think they just have it sporadically. Wow,
that's crazy. See, and I feel so lucky where we are because it's every single Wednesday. We get half off every Wednesday, all clothing, period. At every single store. Which Luke has messaged me many times telling me how jealous he is of that. Great questions. Thank you guys so much for the questions in the chat. I'm going to let Jessica go here in just a second. I'm going to get ready to go because I have some work to do and get done. We've been on quite a while. We still have over 200 people watching, so thank you guys so much. Make sure you hit the like button. And Jessica, do you want to link any social medias or eBay stores or anything you want me to send out? If you do, I'll be happy to link it for you.
I will type my Instagram into
the
chat.
Yes, do it. So that's going to be Jessica's Instagram right there. A lot of you guys had great questions, so thank you so much. And if you have any questions, Jessica's going to monitor, I'm sure, the comment section of this afterwards, you can leave it in the comment section if you're watching this later when we're not live. And you can just leave it there and she'll respond. I'll approve all the comments and then do it. So there it is. Junk into Treasure is Jessica's Instagram. I have her on mine. I'll post a screenshot and a tag of hers tonight on Instagram as well. So if you guys that follow me on Instagram,
I haven't posted much on my Instagram because my son broke his leg 2 weeks ago.
Oh no!
It's been really crazy with doctors.
How do you do that?
It's not even anything exciting. He fell out of a chair.
Oh my goodness!
But his leg got caught in the chair and it snapped it.
Oh, ouch! So those of you that have children, which is most of you, you guys know how kids get hurt. So see, another reason why we don't have kids.
And he's only 4, so like having to sit still is driving him crazy.
Uh-oh. How old is he?
4.
4, yeah. Running around, he can't run around.
Yes. And it's driving me crazy. So it's been pretty hectic. But I'm trying to get back into the groove of it.
Is his daddy's doing a good job, right?
He is, but he works 2 jobs actually, so it's just me and him most of the time.
Gotcha. Fur parents here. Yeah, a lot of us are fur kid parents, so we don't know anything about those broken kid legs. I grab my dogs off the bed because they scare me when they like do the leap off the bed, and I'm like, you're gonna break your leg. Stop, seriously. Kim, thank you for joining. All right, you guys, if you didn't follow her on Instagram, I'll link it. I'll put her Instagram down in the comment section below, and I'll put a post out on Instagram with the tag so you guys can just click on it and follow her. Jessica, thank you so much for coming on, and anytime you want, you're welcome back. And
thank you for having me. I had fun.
Absolutely, and it's awesome that you actually had a video because most of our guests yet have not had cameras working properly, so that was awesome. Malachi, what's your okay? Lots of people asking for Instagram. I'll tag everyone's Instagram down below. Get back to work, everyone. Make some money. I know you spent a lot of time with us, so thank you. It's been a long time that we've been on, almost 2 hours. We had over 200 people. Thank you so much. Check out Jess's Instagram when you have a minute after the show. And if you're watching this later, it'll be down below. And hopefully your sales increase this week. Try some of my sales recommendations. Let me know how that increase percentage goes if you try it out.
Good night, guys.
All right. Good night, everyone. We'll see you next time.